Hello there, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do a quick review of the Roland FP-30X, and it's an excellent digital stage piano. It's both of those things. It's great for home practice. It's just light enough to travel around with comfortably. It's around the 20 kilos mark, and it sounds great. First piano sound on here. If we move along, we can just hold piano and press that bottom key there. We get to the second piano sound. A little bit darker, and then even darker or more mellow. Very nice. That one's also very nice. That's an upright. So there's an upright on here as well, as you'd expect. Some weirder sounds. Piano mixed with EP, piano mixed with harpsichord, and on it goes. If we go up to E piano, the second sound bank, we get that first Rhodes sound, which I think is impeccable. I love it. I use it more than anything else because I'm a bit of a Rhodes junkie. I actually prefer it to piano a little bit, but shh, don't tell anyone. And so on. And we can again go through the banks. We've got whirly sounds. We've got on, what would you call that, more of a DX Yamaha sound. Got a few of those. A very nice Rhodes sound, vibraphone sound, a couple of vibes, and some very usable organs as well. Very good, rock organ, church organ, everything. Obviously you don't have the functionality of something like a Nord that I've used before. If you've used a Nord, you know, that's a better stage piano in terms of all the controls you have. It's got all your bread and butter sounds. And for £500 or £600, it's around that sort of price, and it hasn't really changed. And neither of the Yamahas in this same category, like the Yamaha series, what is it? That competes with the Roland FP series. I can't think of the name of it off my head now. P125, that's like the standard Yamaha model. I think this offers a little bit more. It's got Bluetooth, so I'm going to come to that as well. It's got Bluetooth. You can hold down this function button, which you also use to change parameters. I'll let you know what it has. You can hold it down and connect Bluetooth to your phone. So when I'm learning songs, if I'm in a function band, which I used to be, or if I'm learning songs for my own gig, so I'm going to go on a cruise ship next year. I've been offered a gig there to do as a singing pianist, to go on as a solo act. And so I'm still learning songs, but now I'm singing them as well as learning them on piano. So I can actually stream the song from my phone out of the speakers on here. And as I say, the speakers are very loud. This is less than halfway. It goes up 5 lights. I'm only on 2 lights. I'm not going to go up to 5 lights. This is 3. I don't want to, kill, all the friendships I have in this building with my name. No. I don't see any of my neighbours, but I'm sure they don't appreciate me playing at that kind of level at 6 PM. So I won't do that, or any time. I just won't play it. I just simply won't. But yeah, it's It's very loud, and you can connect the Bluetooth, as I say, play through the speakers the song, and then I can play along to the song. So that's very useful. If you hold the function button down, you can also transpose the instrument, which is always useful. Although I've never actually had a use for it, but for a lot of musicians on stage, that might be useful. If you're playing with another singer and she wants you to change the key. Anyway, twin piano as well is here. If you're for your teaching, twin piano, I think it. This part of the keyboard and this part of the keyboard would be split, but they would be the same octaves. So you'd both be playing in the same region, so that's useful for teaching. Ambience and brilliance are like reverb, but they do different things. Ambience and brilliance, to be honest, I just put them both up 2 when I'm on stage. I don't really know the difference. I think one makes the sound fuller and one gives it a bit of reverb, and I can never remember whether it's I think it's ambience that's the reverb, and brilliance is the one that makes the sound fuller, but I can never actually remember, but I just put them both up a little bit. As you can see, we've now got a little bit more reverb, so that's nice. Let's turn that down, turn that off, and then there's key touch here, which I do actually use. I'll turn it down 1 on the key touch, because it's a weighted action. That's something else to remember, is that this is a very, very good weighted action on the 30X, the FP-30X. It's actually the same on the FP-10, and if you want a beginner piano, the FP-10 is fantastic. However, I don't think you get the Bluetooth, so you can't connect. Maybe I'm wrong on that. You have to check the specifications on that. Again, I could be wrong on that. The Bluetooth on the FP-10, I'm not sure. I never owned one. I'm sure my dad had one a long time ago, but when I was learning as a kid. But basically, they've been around for years, these things, and they're still going, and they're just as good as they were, and nothing's really changed. I mean, they've had an update. That's why this is the X. I think this was an FP-30, and then the X was the upgrade, right? So maybe better speakers or something. But anyway, I'm having a blast with it. It's a great action. As I say, I've just turned the key touch down so I can play faster stuff easier. Like, for example, let's put that back to a normal piano sound. Sloppy playing there a little bit, but that's mess around, by the way. And I just want to be able to go. You can even go down another one, but then you lose a lot of the dynamic control. So I only ever put it down 1. I never put it up because it's kind of heavy enough. It's kind of at the perfect weight as it is out of the box, and I just turn it down 1 if I'm playing something really fast. If I go down again, it's going to be too loud, and you can't really get any softness. It's a bit tinny. Maybe I could, I'd have to remember to turn down, I guess. That definitely helps when you're playing fast. That's kind of the Oscar Peterson setting there. If you want to go down maybe even 2 or 3, then you've got the Oscar Peterson. He used to have a very light piano, apparently. You have the master tuning here, USB stuff I never use. You can put a USB in and play songs. You can turn the speaker off. Actually, that is quite useful. You can hold function, press this F key at the top. You can turn off the speakers. You never know when you might want to use that. You might be on stage and someone's, you can press that before you go to the bar and get yourself a drink. And then if some idiot comes up and tries to play your piano while you're away from the stage, which is very, very annoying. If you're ever at a wedding, don't do that. Once it was a baby. He was holding him there and he was playing. I was like, ugh. So yeah, you can just turn off those speakers there. That's useful. And then, is there anything else? Over here we've got split, we've got slow and fast, which I believe is for the organ, what do you call it, the rotary speaker, but I've never used it. The metronome works. Oh, actually, you can use this slow and fast to speed up the metronome. That makes a lot more sense. I'm sure you can also use it for the organ, but I might have to double check that actually. But it would make sense that you could. That's my initial first thought, is that these would be for the organ. But it definitely does control the metronome, and so that is useful for practicing. Play and stop is for your recorder. So there is also a record here. I don't know what that is, that must just be an inbuilt song. But if you wanted to record something, let's try that and see if it works. Very superstitious. Oops, I pressed record again. But it did record previous performance, and then you can just play it back, which is very user friendly. It works, it's very good. I think I've covered everything. The sounds are great. Over here we have other. I didn't tell you about other. But there are strings, there are pads. And you can combine those so easily. Look, you just press both at the same time. Boom, I have electric piano and that same pad. No, I have organ from before because it kept it. Beautiful, just created a sound just like that. I've never used that before. It's just two random sounds. Well, I know the electric piano sound because it's just that first one on this bottom key or the factory preset, which is really cool. And yeah, so there's plenty of sounds for you to mix and match. You can definitely very easily get your piano and string sample that you want to use for whatever pop song you're playing by ABBA or whoever. For a functioning musician, I think it's great. For anyone practicing, for a beginner, I think it's great. It's rugged. It's taken a few knocks already. I've taken it around Chiang Mai in Thailand. I've performed at all kinds of places and had it in the back of the red trucks they have here, the taxis. You know, I've had it in and out of vehicles and on the street. And I just have a soft case, which is kind of silly, but the heavy case, the hard cases make it kind of, you know, too heavy to handle, even for someone big like me. So anyway, it's a sturdy piece of kit, and I think this is one of the best pianos I've had, especially for the price. Around £500. I think I paid 25,000 baht. As I say, the price hasn't really moved on these in years, but I think they're still worth every penny. Before this, I've actually had the Nord Electro 4. That was the first one I had, and that's much lighter than this and does offer more in terms of like control over your sounds, and the sounds are arguably not better, but you can argue about that, that's opinion. They are different, and there's more of them, I think, as well. There's a lot more of them. But so the Nords are very good, but the Electro, I had the semi-weighted one. I do prefer a weighted action, so that's just, again, that's preference to do with having big hands and big fingers and the kind of music that I play. Kind of music that I play, I guess, and I just like to have weighted action. After that, I had a Korg SV1, which was absolutely fantastic. It's very similar to this, maybe a tiny bit heavier, similar weighted action, similar sounds, similar amount of sounds and sound types and quality, to be honest. It's a very similar piano, even though it's from a different brand. Korg SV1, different shape. I love the lights on it. I would say that that's worth the extra few hundred if you can find one of those used. The Korg SV1 or even the newer SV2, although that they are a bit more pricey. We're going over 1,000 now, and at that point you might want to consider the Nord. But if you want to stand out, definitely the Korg SV series, very, very good. So I had that for a while, then I sold that when I moved to Thailand, and now I have this Roland FP-30X, and as I say, it's awesome. It comes with a music stand at the back, just slots in, look, see? Slots in there at the back. I only use it to put my tablet or phone when I'm on stage, but that's actually very useful. Not all digital stage pianos come with that, and they should. So I'm glad this one does. On the back, you have the standard outs, ins and outs. You can put your jacks in, 2 jacks. You can go stereo. There's USB to update, USB to, you know, record stuff, which I never use myself. And yeah, I think I've covered everything. So as always, thanks for watching Between the Keys, and I hope you found this review of the Roland FP-30X useful, and I hope it helped you to choose which piano to buy. And if it's this one, then I hope you're happy with it. And stay tuned for more piano tutorials And don't forget to click like and subscribe, because it surely helps the channel. Thanks for watching.